Have you ever seen an ad for a sports betting app or an online casino and wondered, who's actually running the whole thing? Well, the answer is the iGaming operator. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what that term means.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with a super simple definition, then we'll map out the entire ecosystem they depend on. We'll get into what they do every day, what separates the winners from the losers, and finally, we'll take a peek at where this whole industry is headed.
All right, let's dive right in with the most important question. When we talk about an iGaming operator, what are we actually talking about? Let's get a really clear definition.
Okay, so in the simplest terms, the iGaming operator is the company running the show. They're the ones behind the websites and the apps where you can play casino games, bet on sports, or jump into an online poker game. They manage the whole front-end experience.
Probably the easiest way to think about it is like this. Just picture a real-world casino or that betting shop on the corner. An iGaming operator is basically the digital version of that, bringing that whole experience right to your phone or your computer. So, when you see a big brand name, you're looking at the operator. They're the public face of the industry. But here's the thing, and this is really important. They absolutely do not do it all by themselves. They're actually the hub of a much, much bigger network.
Right, so an operator isn't some lone wolf. They're more like the director of a movie. They're in charge of the final cut, but they need a whole crew of specialists behind the scenes to make it all happen.
They sit at the center of this whole ecosystem of partners, and each partner has a very specific job to do. So let's break down who these key players are. First up, you have the creators. These are the folks who build the fun stuff. You've got game developers who design all those amazing, visually stunning slots and table games. Then you have software providers who build the actual platform that everything runs on. It has to be rock solid. And you've got data providers who give operators the insights to figure out what players actually want. Okay, next up are the facilitators. This group makes the whole business engine run. We're talking about payment providers who handle all the money, the deposits, the withdrawals, and keeping it all secure. And then you have affiliate marketers, who are basically the sales and marketing army, promoting the operator and bringing in new players. And finally, we have the guardians. And these guys are absolutely critical. They are the official licensing authorities. They're the ones who set the rules, enforce the laws, and grant the operator the legal license they need to even exist. Honestly, without the green light from the guardians, an operator can't do anything. So we know who they work with, but what does an operator actually do all day? Well, their job is this constant balancing act between two really different sets of responsibilities.
See, on one side, you've got the day-to-day business stuff, running marketing campaigns, adding new games, handling customer service. But on the other, much more serious side, you have their license responsibilities. These are the non-negotiables. Things like player protection, which includes verifying identities, that's the KYC or Know Your Customer part, and ensuring game fairness by using certified random number generators, or RNGs, so that every spin or hand is provably random. In a market that is so incredibly crowded, just doing the bare minimum isn't going to cut it. The operators that really succeed, the ones that become household names, they are masters at a few key things that set them apart. When you really break it down, the success of the top operators almost always rests on two fundamental pillars. First, an absolute obsession with the customer, and second, a serious investment in advanced technology. Let's look at that first pillar, customer relations. This is all about earning trust. It means building a rock-solid brand reputation, being smart with your marketing to not just attract players, but keep them, and always offering a fresh, high-quality selection of games. It also means having amazing customer support and, this is a big one, understanding and adapting to local markets and cultures. Now for the second pillar, technology. This is the engine that powers everything. It means having a platform that's not just powerful, but can also scale without crashing. It means ironclad security for player data and money. And just as importantly, it's about using data analytics to make smart decisions instead of just guessing what might work. Okay, so we've covered what an operator is, who they work with, and what it takes to win today. But this industry moves at lightning speed. So let's wrap up by looking at what's on the horizon. The future for these operators is really a tale of two cities. On one side, they're facing huge challenges, like regulations that are getting more and more complex and insane competition. But on the other side, the opportunities are just massive, with new markets opening up all the time and a huge global appetite for these products. So as this world keeps changing, it's pretty clear the operators who can master new tech, build real trust with players, and navigate those tricky regulations are the ones who are going to come out on top. And that leaves us with a final question to think about. What do you think will be the single biggest thing that separates the winners from the losers in the years to come?